Usama Hasan, you are one of those, I think, who signed a letter saying that she should be allowed to come to this country. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
And why do you feel so strongly about that?
Well, because it's the moral thing to do. As the MP said earlier, this is something the United Kingdom is known for and has done for a long time. And of course there's a special relationship, if you like, between Britain and Pakistan, Britain being the former colonial power. And the British Empire actually helped to spread Christianity in India and what is now Pakistan. I believe there's almost a kind of moral responsibility on Britain to be especially concerned about this. In a sense, Asia Bibi's ancestors, her family, probably converted to Christianity with British help, if you like, or with British influence. So that's an added factor. But it's a moral thing to do, to help in this situation, to work with the Pakistanis and other governments to find a safe place for Asia.
One of the arguments that causes concern is the possibility that if she was given asylum here, it might provoke a very angry reaction from some sections of the Muslim community in Britain. Do you think that's true?
There's always that possibility, but I think times have moved on. I mean, in a couple of months it will be 30 years since the Salman Rushdie situation or the fatwa from Iran. And if you look back to the angry protests and death threats and things in those times, then you look at the situation now where several imams, including myself, and a couple of dozen Muslim community activists and leaders of a different generation have openly signed this letter calling for asylum. I think we shouldn't be too afraid about that. The British Pakistani community in this country is about 1 million strong. They reflect all the different political religious views in Pakistan. But I think the vast majority, believe in religious freedom and freedom of speech. They find this an embarrassment to Pakistan that a small minority of violent fanatics, if you like, can make these threats. And we wish that the governments of Britain and Pakistan would show more resolve and say we're not going to bow down, we're not going to cave in to this kind of intimidation. But
you deal with extremism. Do you think it is a threat that we should take seriously, even if you think we should be more robust about it?
Yes, I do. Partly because of the high-profile nature of the case. Obviously, there are various cases brought like this, but this would be big news. But the government, Britain is a huge country. The government is certainly able to house a family in a secure location somewhere without people knowing about it.
Tom Tugendhat, just returning to you, do you think that's a serious concern that the government needs to take into account the possibility of anger among some Muslims here?
I have to say, I think that sets that says very negative things about the government's perception of the Muslim community in the UK. I have had many dealings over many years with Muslims in the UK, including an incredibly heroic Imam in the armed forces, Hafiz Asim, and he and many others have demonstrated to me very clearly how the Muslim community in the UK works extremely well with the rest of the community and is, broadly speaking, in line with British thinking. So the idea that diplomats, as I was in Helmand, shouldn't be taking risks. I was blown up twice by roadside bombs and attacked several times because we thought the policy mattered, because we thought that it was important to try and bring governance to Helmand. Well, if we don't think it's important to protect people with freedom of conscience in Pakistan, we should say so, but we shouldn't be two-faced on this.
We must leave it there. Tom Tugendhat, John Pontifex of Aid to the Church in Need, and Dr. Usama Hasan, thank you all very much indeed for talking to us this morning.